It's Wulf, and it's Wulf's back, or not Wulf's backlog. It's first 15 time. Oh boy, yeah, this is not. Although I might do a Wulf's backlog playthrough of this game in the future because it's actually pretty good. It's called Kao The Kangaroo Round 2. Now this game is sort of interesting. Well, first off, let me say this is another one of the games that I got sent a key from the developers. They sent me a key for this game, so I got it for free. I've gotten a few keys lately actually since I got accredited on Keymailer, so might be even more of these first 15 videos coming out because I almost like if you send me a key, I really want to do something with your game, like to show it off somehow. So that's why I do these first 15 videos on most of the games. Well, actually, like pretty much all of the games that I've received a key for. Anyway, though, so this game, yeah, got sent to me, so I did get this for free. However, it only costs like $2 or $3 on the Steam store, which is well worth it because this is a remaster of a PlayStation 2 era game. This was released on PlayStation 2 and I believe like the original Xbox and stuff like that. It's a sequel to a Kao the Kangaroo game that came out on the PlayStation 1. It's a platformer and it really reminds me of like platformers of that era. I mean, it is a platformer of that era. It reminds me a lot of like Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank and stuff. When I was younger, I played a ton of Sly Cooper and it reminds me a lot of that game. So I guess that's a good way to sort of describe it. Also, one other quick note. I'm going to try to get the sound to work properly in this video, but this is like second or third time that I've tried to record this, and the sound, like, recording has not really been wanting to work with me, like recording the game sound, so it should be fine, but it might sound a little bit weird. If it does, that's not the game's fault. That's probably just OBS's fault for not wanting to, like, cooperate with me. Anyway, I'll start the game. So like I said, PlayStation 2 era game, but has been remastered, so it runs in 1080p and everything, as you guys can see. I can choose resolution and stuff. I'm going to choose 1080p because it runs fine in 1080p while recording. It's not too like intensive a game or anything because even running in 1080p, it is like a PlayStation 2 game, which gives it a really unique look. Also, I'm just going to go ahead and start the timer right now. It gives it a really unique look, as you guys can start to see right now, because it's 1080p, so it's very crisp and clear. However, it also, like, at the same time, still looks like a PlayStation 2 game. And I sort of wish that some developers would do this on purpose with their games, because it for one, it makes the game not take up that much space, and still makes the game look really good, but still have sort of that retro look to it. I don't know, I'm a big fan of the way that this game looks, in the way, like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas looks when you put that in 1080p, because you can tell that it's an older game, but it still looks really nice in, like, almost an artistic way. So we're just going to go ahead and start new game. I'm going to shut up while this cutscene plays.
Where is that boat? How much longer do I have to look? Finally! When it comes to parrots, you know that I'm the best. I can fly for hours, don't ever need to rest. I know it all, so it's easy to see why no silly hunter will ever catch me. So I found you at last!
Shh! Be quiet! Stop that racket! They'll hear us for sure!
We need you! Only you can help us! The horrible, mean, cruel hunter has started to kidnap animals again! The hunter is surrounded by vicious henchmen. To get to him, you'll have to take care of them first.
But Parrot, can't you see that I need help too?
Let me think.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh, aha! We did it! We did it! I'm so wonderful! The ship will soon be docking. To move around, use the directional buttons. Press the action button to jump. The coins will show you which way to go. See you soon!
Alright, so as the parrot just explained to us, this game follows Kao the Kangaroo. He has, you know, boxing gloves and everything on, and that's his main ability, is punching things, and he can also roll. But something interesting about the controls of this game that I want to mention here before we really start getting into the action. So this game has keyboard but not mouse support, kind of. It's weird, but it works, oddly enough. So the mouse doesn't actually seem to really do anything in this game. I don't believe you can use it in any way. So when you play with the keyboard, you use WSA and D to move and use the arrow keys to move the camera, which works surprisingly well, actually. And then Shift is the attack button and Q is the roll button, which I believe are pretty much the only controls that you need. And space is also jump, which it sounds like it wouldn't really work as well as it does, but it does. But anyway, since it is a PlayStation 2 era platform type of game, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my PS4 controller here. Now it should work. I had it working earlier, perfectly fine with this game, although my controller has just not been liking to cooperate a whole ton with my PC lately. It keeps disconnecting. So hang on, you guys might see it pop on and off the screen a little bit. Okay, there we go. So now we're connected up. Hopefully it doesn't disconnect again. But using the controller, it's just your normal sort of platformer controls that you would expect out of like a PlayStation 2 platform game. So yeah, I guess let's play. It's not perfect though, because it does. I think that it would probably work better with the Xbox controller, because PC games just tend to work better with Xbox controllers. I can't tell if it's Steam remapping the controls on the PlayStation 4 controller, but I do believe this game has almost definitely has native controller support, since it is since the original had controller support, because it was a console game. Well, it was released on PC originally, but also, yeah. Anyway, I learned all that stuff from Wikipedia when I got this game sent to me. I was like, what is Kao the Kangaroo? So, also story, as you guys heard, evil hunter trying to kidnap animals.
I'll jump onto it. Yes, I will. In just 1 second. No big deal. I'm an athlete too. Let me in, you big oaf.
Hit the road, parrot. Got any money? 3,000 ducats or else nothing.
Kao, finally! The hunter is preparing a new convoy of captured animals. You have to stop him! The only way to free the poor beasts is to get on board to save them. You need 3,000 ducats to bribe the boss man so he'll let you enter the harbor. Go talk to the beaver first. He'll take you to the forest where you'll surely find some coins. You can orient yourself by pressing the look around button.
I've got to say, I really love how this game explains the controllers, or not the controllers, the controls. Since it is a PC game with like controller support and you can use different controllers on it and stuff, I like how it's just like, hey, you want to look around? Use the look around button. Like, oh, thank you. That's ever so slightly helpful. But yeah, I mean the controls, even though it doesn't really super clearly explain them or anything, it does, like, it's pretty easy to figure them out, especially if you've played platformers before, which, I mean, a lot of people probably have. This little overworld area also is very big. I explored it a little bit when I tried to record this earlier, but yeah, since I kind of want to get right into it, I'm just going to go ahead and talk to the beaver. But yeah, this overworld area is kind of cool to explore and take a look around if you guys actually do play the game on your own. So, let's talk to the beaver.
Huh? Hello, Kao. I've been waiting for you.
Hi, Beaver.
Shh! We have to be careful. Someone might be watching us. We lived in peace and harmony in our forest. One day, the terrible hunter arrived. He bribed the greedy shaman, who's now in cahoots with him. With his army of loyal henchmen, he captured the badgers and forced them to toil for him. I hope you'll be able to help us and restore the reign of peace in the forest.
I'll do my best.
Very well. Do you want to go into the forest?
Yeah, I would like to go into the forest. That is exactly what I came over here for. Now, the cool thing about the beaver is, as you guys can see, he brings you to different areas, I believe. I haven't played very much of this game, but he takes you to different levels, and as you guys can see just from here, this game has a lot of levels. I saw online somebody had a playthrough or whatever, and it looked like it only took like 2 hours, but there's just a lot of, like, just stuff, at least, it seems like, from just this menu. So we're going to head to the forest, though, because that's the only place that's unlocked, and also where the game told us to go. So now we're in the forest. Also, the load times in this game practically non-existent because it is, you know, like a PS2 game. Oh, and while we're on water, I want to show you guys something kind of funny that I noticed that the game sort of like, you know, okay, so you see water in a platforming game, you're like, I wonder if it'll hurt my character or not, or like if they can swim. So I wondered that too about this game. So if you make KO hop into the water, his neck just gets longer. My mind was kind of blown when I first saw that, because I was like, of all the solutions for them to come up with, they just stretch him out. But yep, sure enough, he just stretches right on out, and that's how he survives water. And then, like I said, and so as you guys can see, like as he gets deeper in water, his neck just stretches longer. Like, it's just so goofy looking, but also you see it and you're like, well, okay, I guess, like, that's fine.
Hello, Kao. Here's your first test. Find my friend. He'll show you how to use the nuts.
Great! Where can I find this friend of yours?
Take a look behind my cabin. You'll find coins hidden in the flower pots and boxes. Press the attack button to break the objects. You can also attack your enemies by pressing the attack button.
Alright, and then into the woods behind the cabin we go. So, those bombs hurt KO, so if you see one of those, you're going to want to avoid it. I made that mistake earlier on playing this. I think they might be random, though, because I know that I've run into them multiple times in this little area before, in different orders. But, yeah. About to learn how to use a nut.
Pick up the nut and press the throw button to throw it. The longer you hold the button down, the farther the nut will go.
So, yeah, you can throw nuts in this game. Now, this reminds me of a different platformer from this era. The SpongeBob games that came out on the PlayStation 2, the SpongeBob platformers like Battle for Bikini Bottom and the SpongeBob movie game. They actually had a very similar move for Patrick, where you could pick up watermelons and then sometimes blocks of ice and throw them kind of like KO is throwing them, which I just think is kind of funny, because I think, like, I'm almost certain this game probably came out before that, so it's like, did this inspire that kind of thing? But yeah.
Now you know how to throw nuts. There's a bell on the other side. Pick it up, or else you'll have to start your adventure all over again.
Yeah, so the bells act as checkpoints, I believe. So we'll go pick that up. And then continue on our journey. Ride down here in a barrel. And then again, this barrel riding sequence, just continuing to think about the SpongeBob games, kind of reminds me of how there were some like slippery sequences in the SpongeBob games. But yeah. Oh, and that's controller disconnecting. Sorry if I keep talking over characters too. I don't mean to. It just happens sometimes. There we go. Bring the B to the lock, because that's how locks work. And there we go.
You have to cross to the other side. Do you remember how to throw the nuts? Do it now. Aim at the tree the beavers are cutting. You have to hit the tree twice.
Alright, so now we're going to throw this nut at that tree, although, well, the nut is kind of hidden, actually, here. Who's putting all these pots around, by the way? Like, who's just, like, placing pots on the ground in the middle of the forest? Throw that at that tree 2 times. Scare the beavers away, even though we're, I guess, helping them. And throw it again. Something I was saying earlier, I've noticed that it seems like almost no matter what's, like, well, not no matter what strike, so long as you throw things in this game, at least so far as I can tell, so long as you throw the nuts as hard as KO possibly can, then they almost always seem to travel exactly the distance that you need them to travel. So, let's just keep on trucking through here.
Jump on the green button to open the gate by pressing the action jump button, then the roll button. You can also use that combination to attack an enemy. Don't forget that there are some enemies that you can only fight like that.
Alright, let's go ahead and pop on this green button. That's going to lower that. Go ahead and head through there. And now Crazy Man is going to come try to squish me with a hammer. That's great. You guys hate it when you're wandering around the woods and crazy people try to squish you with a hammer? Life of a kangaroo, am I right? Some more health.
Once under the net, press the action button twice to grab onto the net. You'll do a double jump, then grab it. Good luck.
Okay, you guys know how I was just saying earlier about how KO, when he gets in the water, so long as it's not too deep, his neck just extends so his head is still above the water? Watch what happens when he grabs onto the net. He uses his ears. Like, this man is... He likes to stretch, I guess is the way to put it. Like, of all the ways to design this game, like, hey, he's got to climb across nets every now and again. How about we make him have long ears that he grabs onto the nets with, and that's how he climbs them. Like, of all the ways to decide to make that work, I love it. It's just funny. It's silly. It's great. I mean, it is perfect for like a platforming game too, like one that's aimed at like kids, really, probably. Oh, these guys are a pain because they're just a pain to attack. I can roll too. There we go. Get health back. Get over here to this logging building. Alright.
I'm here.
There you go. Alright, now he's just running. Alright. Well, anyway, that's pretty much the first 15 minutes of this game. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Kao the Kangaroo Round 2. It's a pretty cool game. I mean, I've said that before. It's nice to see when older games like this get remasters like this and stuff. I have enjoyed it quite a bit. I'd say it is definitely worth the like $2 or $3 that it costs on Steam. Don't know if it's been re-released for consoles or anything. I don't believe so. It came out like a year ago, I think, on like for the PC release. Yeah, Kao the Kangaroo Round 2. It's pretty good, and if you think you would like it, I would definitely suggest checking it out. It is a really cool game, and I like it quite a bit. Might even try to do a Wulf's Backlog playthrough of it at some point in the future, just because like doesn't seem like it would be super challenging to record a playthrough of, and it runs well even while recording on my computer. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in future videos, and bye-bye.